This weekend, Arsenal versus Chelsea. In what might look as just another rivalry match, but believe me, it's very much more than that. It's first versus fifth, momentum versus pressure, and more importantly, it's decision versus consequences. This game won't be decided on only passion. For Arsenal, it's whether or not they reward Eberechi Eze after that brilliant performance against Spurs, or do they start Martin Ødegaard, who is he basically controls their entire pressing structure. For Chelsea, Marc Cucurella is injured, so he won't be playing that game, and Fofana is suspended. So that's two of our best defenders out at the moment. So does Liam Rossignol stay brave and play with a back four, or does he concede territory and plays with a back five? And don't sleep on the real battle, which is set pieces. This is a tactical chess match, and the team that manage risk better might just end up on the winning side. Welcome back to Gunter Entertainment, guys. I'm your host, Richard Gunter, and today we have a different video. We're going to talk about the Premier League and the title race. Watch. So let's start with Arsenal. Now, Mikel Arteta has a serious decision on his hands right now to make, and that decision is whether he plays Martin Ødegaard or he plays Eberechi Eze in that number 10 role. Eberechi Eze with a masterclass last week against Spurs was brilliant, was excellent. He was picking up some nice spaces in that number 10 position, and he was able to grab some goals in that game. And the partnership between him and Gyökeres has looked, their partnership together has looked immense. They look good in that game, especially. So this is a big decision that Arteta will have to make. What will he do? Will he stick with Eberechi Eze, and or will he play Martin Ødegaard, which we know Martin Ødegaard has a nice chemistry with Bukayo Saka rather, and will he play Ben White in that right wing back role? These are some decisions that I think will be running on Mikel Arteta's mind, because Arsenal pressing system is structured around Martin Ødegaard, because he has that high Q, he has that football brain in a way that he knows when to press. He decides when Arsenal press. He knows when the press trigger is set. He's the one that decides, all right, we're going to squeeze to this side, we're going to lock the team on this side, and we win the ball and counter attack. He's the one that make all the decision when he's playing. When he's present on the pitch, he's the one that will do all of that. That makes the decision to play him or Eberechi Eze even more complicated, because with Eberechi Eze coming off against that brilliant performance against Tottenham, you know his confidence will be high. He will be pumping, ready for another London derby. Eberechi Eze, he gives that unpredictability on the ball. He's brilliant in carrying the ball in those tight areas, unlocking defense with his passes, and he kind of have that ability to just glide past people, and that would force defenders to step out of position trying to close him down, and who knows, he can make that final pass to into Gyökeres or the two wingers that Arsenal uses. What will Mikel Arteta do about that number 10 position, whether he plays Martin Ødegaard or whether he plays Eberechi Eze? Now let's look at Chelsea, because the dilemma that Chelsea faces is that right now one of our best defenders, Fofana, is out right now because he picked up that red card in the game against Burnley. So he will be suspended, and one of the best left back in the league right now, if not the best, in Marc Cucurella, is out injured. So that's two of Chelsea's best defenders that are out at the moment. So what does Liam Rossina does? What does he do? Does he go with a back four? Maybe play Malagusto at the left back position and uses Reece James at the right back? But who does he partner with? Trevor Chalobah at the centre back position. Does he go with the new player Mamadou Sarr that just returned from his loan spell at Strasbourg, or does he go with Benoit Badiashile? What decision does he take? Does he put Reece James in the midfield and go with Gerald Hatto at left back? What does he do? Or does he play a back five with Reece James as one of those centre backs and plays Gerald Hatto as a wing back and Malagusto as the right wing back? What does he do? These are critical, crucial decisions that these coaches will have to make. Right now, it's a sticky decision, because the thing is, in a game like this, if you go with a back five, then you are more solid defensively. But what happened is you lose that attacking prowess going forward, because you end up playing with a two striker, and the wing backs will normally sit deep. It depends on how you see it, as or how you're going to play it as the coach. But normally in a back five you concede territory, so you're normally harder to break down with a back five, and the wing backs can sit deeper as well, so the opponent team can gain a little bit of territory on you that way. However, do you be a little bit braver and go with a back four? That way you can control more possession, you can have more support in midfield with a braver build up play. What do? You'll be able to press higher as well if you want. So right now for Liam Rossina is either he tries to control the space, or does he tries to control the ball. That's a decision he would have to make. And if you know Chelsea and Arsenal, they are both possession-based teams. They like to have a lot of possession, and they are very vertical in their playing style as well. They like to get forward quick and early. I think, based on what I've seen since Liam Rossina comes in, he will naturally, there's not a lot of changes in Chelsea's style of play from the last manager, Enzo. There's not much changes. They like to have one of the wing backs tucking inside the midfield to get an extra body, trying to overload the midfield area, and he likes to play through the middle. His structure and his style of play is centered around the midfield area. He likes to play his football through the middle. No matter how the wing backs are, no matter how wide the wingers are, Chelsea plays their football through the middle before they go wide. So it's always looking to, that's why he plays with that two-man pivot. And I believe Enzo Fernandez might just be the key to unlocking Arsenal. Now for the final piece. One of the things that we'll have to watch out for in this game, especially from a Chelsea perspective, are set pieces. We know Arsenal are the best at set pieces, at set piece in Europe right now. So we'll have to watch out for that. This is a cat and mouse game because what happened is Oscar tried this before with Tottenham, and Liam Rossignol has done this as well with Arsenal in that. So this is how they will set up in a, let's say, in a corner situation. So Arsenal would set up like that. They'll have, so they'll overload the back post, where they form their line, right? They'll have one person on the keeper, and one at the front post, and then these players will have to guard the box, right? But what happened is Moresca does this because, of course, this is the halfway line. But what happened is when he does this, an Arsenal player would look and says, all right, this is not right. This is 2v3 or 3v2 rather. So in no time at all, you want to, the attacking team tries to outnumber the defensive team, while the defensive team try to do the same. So numbers, it's football is a numbers game. So when you can outnumber your opponent in any area in the on the football field, then you have a extra man advantage and you be able to dominate that area. So if let's say one player is up for Chelsea, Arsenal, this is how the cat and mouse game comes in play, because if Arsenal is playing like this, where they have their Gabriel and Saliba at the back ready to march in to attack this ball, but Chelsea does this and put up three more players. Now, two of Arsenal players will have to get back. Now, there's always more numbers in the box to defend the ball. However, will this give players like Gabriel and Saliba, who are very strong in the air, a more leeway to attack the ball, or does it give Chelsea a better way of commanding their goal area, especially for Sanchez, the keeper? However, the other thing is, let's say Arsenal decided to still keep numbers and go 3v3 at the back. If Sanchez catches this ball, now there's a counter attack. The counter attack is on, because we know that Sanchez can bowl out the ball to either Joe Prejo, who can hold it up, and let's say we can have runners, and that way Chelsea can break. But how do we look at this one? I think if Arsenal plays Martin Ødegaard, then I think they're probably sending the message that they're looking for more control, more patience in build-up. But if they go for Eze, then they're really preparing to hurt Chelsea. They're really preparing to they're basically saying that they're going to hurt Chelsea's weak spot. They're going to go all out attack and try to get the whole 3 points. Now, if Chelsea plays a back five, then it would be fair to say that perhaps Liam Rossignol, he respects Arsenal and how powerful they are. But if he goes for the back four, then he believes he can hurt Arsenal and he wants to go with a fight. He believes he can hurt them. So It's decision. As I said earlier, it's going to be decisions versus consequences. So let me know your take in the comments and let me know who you think will win this one. For me personally, I would like the win as a Chelsea fan, but I have to respect Arsenal and what they bring to the game, especially this season, how dominant they are in games, how they love to try and bully their opponents in whichever games they play. So I respect that, but from a bias standpoint, I would want Chelsea to win. But a draw would be good since Arsenal really wants to take control over this title race, so they would really want to get this win. But for Chelsea, a draw would be nice. That's what I think. So Arsenal fans, who do you start? Eze or Odegaard? And for all of my Chelsea fans out there, what do you think the manager should go? Should he go with a back four or a back five? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and until next time, this is Guntertainment, and I'm your host, Richard Gunter. I'm out.